A major Russian overnight attack on Ukraine has killed at least 7 people and injured more than 30 others. Moscow launched more than 660 drones and missiles in a barrage that targeted the city of Dnipro in southeastern Ukraine and hit several other regions. In a statement on social media, President Volodymyr Zelensky said residential buildings, energy infrastructure and factories had been damaged. He said every strike like this must remind our partners that the situation needs immediate and firm action, rapid strengthening of our air defences. Our correspondent in Kyiv, Jessica Parker, has the latest on those overnight attacks.
Yeah, it does seem to have been quite a significant attack, as you say, overnight. What we're hearing from Ukrainian authorities is about 8 regions affected. Here in Kyiv, in fact, we did hear some sirens roughly 3 a.m. At night. But as you were saying, the city of Dnipro appears to have been the hardest hit in terms of these attacks. The figures that are being reported at the moment, as you mentioned, 7 dead, dozens of people injured as well. Casualties not just in Dnipro, but in Chernihiv, Kharkiv, Odessa regions as well, we are hearing at the moment. Ukrainian authorities also saying there was one instance of a drone entering a residential building that didn't actually explode, and they had to dispatch teams to neutralise that unexploded drone in a residential building over the course of today. And this morning we're hearing a further report from authorities that could have been a further hit in Dnipro. So we're waiting for more information on that. The Ukrainians say they did intercept the vast majority of more than 600 missiles or drones, primarily drones, overnight. Meanwhile, the Russians have said they intercepted more than 100 Ukrainian drones heading towards Russia overnight, and that a residential building had to be evacuated. But in terms of the strikes here in Ukraine, yes, they do appear to have been significant, wide-reaching, and some of the most serious attacks that we've seen in recent weeks here in Ukraine, as of course this war carries on.
Yes, and carries on, and as we know, slightly out of the limelight because of all the events in Iran. But we're hearing from President Zelensky that this is exactly the kind of example that shows what needs to happen, as he views it, to try to protect the country.
Yes, of course. And look, I think Ukraine's feeling a little bit buoyed this week in terms of the support that they will be getting over the next couple of years, because, of course, the European Union finally signed off a 90 billion euro loan. There had been a hold-up on that after the outgoing Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban, had blocked that loan because of a row over the Druzhba pipeline. That appears to have been resolved as Viktor Orban prepares to leave office. Clearly, Viktor Orban and President Zelensky have long had a difficult relationship, but that money does now appear to be coming Ukraine's way over the next couple of years, and it will include money to support its defence. Obviously, for Ukraine, though, as it's been at war now for years, and you've seen the evolution of the battlefield, it's also become a leader in drone technology, and its expertise being called on now by other countries, but still obviously a difficult situation on the front line, where you have seen this sort of battlefield technology evolve. No major movement that we can tell, though, on the front line at the moment. But I think President Zelensky, of course, and other backers of Ukraine want to try and draw attention to the war going on here. And of course, this week, last 24 hours, we saw a visit from Prince Harry, who urged the world to keep its eye on the war that carries on here and is now into its 5th year following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine back in 2022.